If I wanted to give you a call on the phone, is the best way for me to figure out your phone number to pick up my cell phone and randomly dial numbers until you answer? Of course not. And yet, that is exactly how most people run their sponsorship programs. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Check it out. Before we dive into today's video, it would mean a lot to me if you hit the thumbs up button if you want us to keep making this free content available. And of course, make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell icon so that you get updates every week when we release a new video. So what's the best way to phone somebody? To pick up your phone and randomly dial numbers until you guess correctly? Or to simply ask the person what their phone number is? The latter, of course. And yet, when we are reaching out to sponsors, what do? We create arbitrary sponsorship packages with levels and random assets and benefits, hoping that we just happened to guess correctly as to what these brands are trying to achieve through their sponsorship programs. It doesn't work because it isn't meant to work. It's not the most efficient way to run a sponsorship program. Inside the Sponsorship Accelerator, one of our clients posted a question to the group, and it went something like, hey, I have this sponsor, this prospect, who's pushing back on my pricing, and he wants me to lower my price. What should I do? Should I just charge him less? And so we probed a little deeper, and what we discovered is that this client had emailed the sponsorship package to the prospect. The prospect simply hit reply and said, sure, I'll take the bronze level, but you have to give it to me at half the price. So when we asked the question, hey, what is this sponsor trying to achieve? Are you valued accurately? Are you valued correctly? Are you giving them enough value based on what their goal outcomes are? Our client couldn't answer the question. Why? Because they had simply guessed at what they thought this brand wanted, presented them with a number of options, and the brand saw this as an opportunity really to take advantage of this individual. So the advice that we gave to our client is don't negotiate by email. Don't send a sponsorship package until you know exactly what this prospect is trying to achieve. Instead, pick up the phone and give them a call. Have a conversation. Figure out what they're trying to achieve, what their goal outcome is. Through the conversation, this client, Jamie, discovered that the sponsor simply didn't have interest in all of their random logo placement and social media posts. They were more interested in sampling and product placement. And the reason they had asked for a 50% discount is because in their opinion, the sponsorship package was full of all these assets they didn't want. They only wanted the sampling rights. They only wanted the product placement. So what did Jamie do? Jamie started to ask good discovery questions. How do you get people to try your product? How do you know once those people have tried your product that they go on to purchase more? What's the most efficient and effective way to get product into the hands of your ideal customer and then to turn them into repeat customers? They went down this path with the prospect, with the future sponsor, and learned all of the outcomes this sponsor was trying to achieve. Well, guess what? Once they discovered what the sponsor was trying to achieve, they were able to remove all of the other assets the sponsor didn't care about. And then they got to add a whole bunch of other assets that the sponsor did care about. Meaning, instead of dropping their price, they actually increased their price and closed the deal with the sponsor. In other words, when you try to just guess at the collection of assets your potential sponsors are interested in, you are almost certainly going to guess wrong. And when you start the relationship with a sponsorship package and a proposal, you are putting yourself in a high-risk position and not a very strong position from which to negotiate. Instead, do what Jamie did. Don't try to guess at someone's phone number by randomly dialing numbers until they answer. Simply ask the question, what are you trying to achieve? What are your goal outcomes? How can I help you achieve those goal outcomes? And how can we measure together whether or not this was successful? Start your sponsorship relationships that way, and you are going to find that brands and potential sponsors are far more responsive and far less focused on the bottom line and negotiating price. Now, if you like what you heard and you want to go a little bit deeper into how to build interesting sponsorship opportunities that brands actually want to engage with, I'm going to drop a link to some free training that I've put together called How to Grow Your Sponsorship Program. I'm going to drop that in the comments down below, so check it out. And of course, make sure you hit the thumbs up button to let us know you want us to keep making free content like this. And remember, the sponsorship proposal does not make the sale. You do. Good luck out there.